The one you had about COVID.
Anybody there?
Okay, we're unmuted.
So.
We're here, yes.
Oh, yeah, men.
Haven't started yet.
All together.
Yep. Can you hear us, David?
Did that make you even more mad?
Oh, yes.
Yes, I can hear you.
But he was part of.
Muted, yeah.
Who is 3071?
That's
I believe that's Lynn.
it.
Can you guys hear us?
We can do roll call, I guess.
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
All right.
Who is 541-571-3071? Can you unmute?
That's Lynn.
Is it? Okay.
571-3071. Yeah, that's her.
Okay. So we've got,
I guess we do want to make sure she's, make sure she can hear us.
yeah.
Okay.
Lynn, you there?
Can you hear me now?
And
Hey.
yeah, glad to have you. All right, let's call the meeting to order 7:02. And we have as guests, I see we have Norma.
Norma.
Ayala. All right. Hi, Norma. All right, so minutes of the previous board meeting.
Yes.
Anybody have any comments on those?
I'm good. I move we approve the minutes as they're presented.
Does anybody have any questions on the minutes, or do we have a second to approve them?
I'd second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. I need to write down that geese, unless Ted covered it and I didn't see it this morning. Ted. He didn't, geese project.
So you want to sign that page? When you get a chance.
Okay. Financial, Shelby.
Okay, first up is the treasury report. Is there any questions? All the transfers have been made with the exception of the boat dock to the general, which that one we will not be completing as there obviously is no funds there to do that. Is there any questions on the treasury report?
Hold on just a sec. So includes all checks written and deposits through 6/16, does include transfer from general to the equipment. Okay, so we
Yep.
did that.
And
It
then we
does
did the-
include the park expansion of 40.
Yep.
But we just didn't do the other one. Okay.
Correct.
Which we knew we weren't, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The next page is the GeoBond debt service amortization schedule. We made that payment on 6/15. The next one is not due until 12/15. And that is our interest only payment of $269,068.75. The next page is the Bank of the loan amortization schedule. Next payment is not due until 1/1/22. That payment is $120,860.37. The next page is the boat dock loan amortization schedule. We made a partial payment of $9,500. We still have 2 dock fees that have not been paid yet. We have been rebilling and waiting for those to get paid. Once that is paid, we'll still be $598.02 short of making the full loan payment. And we have started doing daily rentals. And so far we've had a daily rental of $95. So we are roughly $500 short at this point.
Back real quick to the Geo Bond debt service.
Yes.
Doesn't it seem, when we started this, I remember seeing this thinking, oh my gosh, it's gonna take forever. And we're like 5 years down already.
Mhm.
That's cool. We're making our way down the list.
Yeah, time passes when you're having fun.
So what do we do about the $500 short?
The plan is to keep doing daily rentals throughout the summer and try and make up that difference. And as the money comes in, we'll transfer that over.
Okay.
So, and Lily's been calling on our wait list to try and get full year rentals in there as well.
Okay, and then the 2 that haven't paid that are in there right now, are we doing anything on them?
We have been calling them. One guy has changed the different positions a couple different times, trying to figure out which spot he actually wants. Yeah, it's
Better
Right.
fishing or something?
so.
I
we've
don't
been
care
waiting-
what spot you take, buddy, just pay your
Just-
bill.
Right, yeah, so that's been, but we've been calling them, trying to get that straightened out. So hopefully within the next month, they'll both pay.
There's one wrong.
Yeah, but he's caught up and he owes just for this year now,
Okay.
so.
Yeah, he's got that big old sailboat down there.
He was past due. He didn't realize that his slip had increased a couple years ago and he was only still paying the lower price. So he's finally caught up, but he still has this year's that he owes for.
Are all the tags on the boats all updated and everything?
No. There's some boats that aren't updated. And the sheriff has left notes on the boats and I believe when in part of our policy for that dock, they are required to be updated,
Yeah.
to be on the river, because that's the law.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah. So. And we require it too.
So what if they want to treat it like a houseboat? Though,
What do you mean, live on it?
yeah, just say, what if I just want to live down here?
We'll say
I
no,
don't
there's no
intend to-
liveaboards.
Hmm?
There's no liveaboards.
Okay.
We
Okay, okay,
just don't do that.
yeah, okay.
Short-term stuff.
Well,
you
there's
know,
yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's
I got it.
fine, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a guy that did one time, had a dog, and when I had to go to the bathroom, he just walked on the dock and would go poop on the dock.
Well, see, that's just what I was thinking that people might do too. So,
Yeah, and they do.
Yeah.
If there's no other questions on that, the next report is the statement of revenues and expenditures for the park. We had total revenue for May of $82,887.06. Total expenditures was $51,696.74, which gave us a net profit of $31,190.32.
Do we have an ice machine?
Yeah, it's just right down
Nobody
there.
bought ice? That's so weird.
During May, actually, no, we had nobody, or bought ice. Yeah, there was $235 in revenue.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm showing, yeah, okay. I was looking at the wrong one, expenditures.
There's no questions on that. The next report is the balance sheet for the park. accounts receivable that we have there is the boat dock loan and then the tribal maintenance fees that we still have not received. And then the payables, the credit, that is a part that we returned to RDO. And we haven't used the credit because we haven't had to buy any other parts. Any questions on that one? Next report is the budget to actual for the park through 6/17. Year-to-date actual for resources is $1,092,405.83. Year-to-date expenditures is $811,918.61.
So you're way below than what? Oh,
Yes.
no. Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
You're way below your budget.
Yeah, we have $280,000 more in resources than what we've actually spent.
But you really over budgeted on your income too.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, you're 485,000 less income than you expected. Did you raise your fuel for this year's budget? Your fuel for this year's expense, this coming year, your new budget?
Like gas and diesel? It's just part of the maintenance.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't single it out. Other than that.
There's no questions on that. The next one is the bank account activity for the park.
I lost volume.
No one's talking.
Yeah, we're all being quiet. Everybody's reading.
Yeah, but before I could hear paper shuffling and I couldn't hear none this time, so I didn't know what happened. I love technology.
But you like having Ace open, huh?
Oh, that's great, man. That was a godsend.
I see
Right?
that you spend a lot of money up there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, good job.
Because they have a lot of stuff that we need.
Yeah.
Yep.
That the old hardware store didn't. So.
Yeah, no, this, yeah, $560.
Krista, did that silicone spray work on that lock?
It did.
Oh my goodness, I know one thing.
Thank you for that.
Way cheaper than a new lock, I know that.
Yeah, I didn't believe you either, but it worked. Thank you.
No problem.
There's no questions on that one. The next one is the campground stats. For cash that we brought in May was 36,405. We had 1,572 stays during May, 31 of which was in overflow and 12 was in tents.
What do we look like for June? Do you know?
Cash wise,
I'm
Or-
sorry, camping.
so this is the cash that we actually bring in.
Right.
So it's gonna be quite a bit lower. We've been putting out more cancellations and turning around and bringing money back in. It's just washing. So
How
There-
come are people cancel?
I know, I was just gonna say.
there, I honestly don't know. They just send in
Do
a
you-
cancellation and it turns around and gets filled right back up immediately.
I was just gonna ask that, yeah, so
So
you're,
it's just we send the money out and it comes back in and ends up being a wash.
Yeah, but we pay a fee though, don't we, every time they,
If they book online, if they call us, we don't. So, but if they book it online, then yeah, we pay a $5 fee to them.
We keep
Online
a
is-
reservation fee if they cancel though?
If we have it here, yes.
Oh, I see.
good, all right.
Now, if they do the online, we're getting charged the $5. Do we take that out of theirs?
It's basically, we're giving them our cancellation fee that we charge the people.
I'm making more than make more money off of it.
So
Oh, I see what you mean.
So
We're not
it
making
it ends up
it
being
a
a wash.
manager
If they
issue.
cancel, we basically give them our cancellation fee.
Okay, well, as long as we're not paying out of pocket for
Yeah.
their cancellation, that's what counts.
Right. If there's no questions on that, we'll move on to the pool. First up is the statement of revenues and expenditures for the pool. We had total revenue of $22,651.96. Total expenditures of $54,992.49, which gives us a net loss of $32,340.53.
Isn't that pretty consistent no matter what we're doing?
Yes, yeah, it's
I
roughly
mean, it's
30,000
always like
every
about a
single month.
30 Yeah.
Yeah.
Darn.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically the campground and the pool between them, they break even. At this point, we end up breaking even as a
Yeah.
entity. So, next report is the balance sheet. The accounts receivable that is there is lifeguarding fees that we charged, or lifeguard training fees that we charged for Hermiston. And then there's nothing in accounts payable.
You did a good job with them training them. I was over there today watching, there's lifeguards. They were actually doing some lifeguard training, which was pretty impressive.
Yeah, they do a good job. Thanks. Tell them.
There's no questions on that. The next report is the bank account activity for the pool. Or no, budget to actual, sorry, getting ahead of myself.
Can we ever come watch? You like wouldn't be creeped out by that, would you?
Can watch what?
Yeah, like if they're doing training or.
Yeah.
As board members, can we?
Yeah.
Go check it out?
Certainly.
So on the budget to actual report, we have year-to-date resources of $941,707.34. Year-to-date requirements of $715,408.20.
Yay?
But again, as
Yeah.
Karen pointed out on the park, we
Yeah.
over budgeted in income by 520,
Right.
but we were closed a lot this last year, so.
Weird year.
I like that when you compare the lifeguard training income of 53 versus the lifeguard training expense of 1522, you're actually making money on that lifeguard training.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So I'm looking at two big things that stick out to me. The state park grant
Yes,
of 150.
so that was something that came up when Krista and I spoke with Lynn about the increasing the pool's budget because of Fantastic Kids for this year. That was normally a fee that she kind of plugged in there for a just in case if we had situations where we needed to increase our revenue or expenditures without having to do a supplemental.
Which is coming into play because of the school district partnership,
Yeah.
because I will tell you,
So that,
at the
that's
time
where
we
she
did the
used to do
budget,
that.
we
So
didn't know, but
Right.
Yeah, that's, so on last year's,
Yeah.
that's where she did that,
Oh, okay. So it wasn't that we were actually expecting it. It was
right? It
There
was kind of a plug.
if we did.
Yeah.
Okay.
and state parks taking a heinous from doing any grants this year.
Really?
They are. Well, the local government grant is, I don't think the rails trail grant is either, but local government grant is because of COVID and everything else, they're trying to figure out their, I think when they open it back up, there'll probably be more, but right now they decided not to do it this year.
So if there's no other questions on that, the next one is the bank account activity for the pool. Are there any questions on this one? Okay, next ones after that are the 2 years of scans. So we've been pretty consistent since March with almost 3,000 scans each month. Last month was 28.95, and we're on track to be at that again for this month.
We've had
So-
some really busy days.
So I see, I'm going back to the Atkinson. I thought we were getting them from the janitor from Independent.
Well, switched the contract from Independent to Atkinson, and the reason being is Independent refused during COVID time, refused to give any COVID relief at all, which I think by law they had to. Atkinson, we talking to Atkinson, they said that, yeah, by law we have to give a COVID pay if they're
If they're
laid
sick.
off because of
Yeah.
COVID, like everyone else is, but Independent refused to do that. So our custodian wanted to switch to a different, same price, same cost.
So this figure here, I'm on page 2 of the
Okay.
pool thing. It says $3,040. So is that's what the janitor costs us a month?
Yeah, based off, yeah, it's like, she gets paid $12 an hour and then the fee on top of
Right, but
Atkinson's.
for 3,000, so
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
3,000. See, I think that you probably can't hire hardly a person.
No, and I will tell you this, I used to have 2.
Yeah.
Because I needed to, but Esther, we've morphed a little bit better,
Right,
doing things
right.
better. And with Esther being there 5 days a week and then the rest of us cleaning in afterwards, it's in good shape, actually. I'm impressed. She does a really good job.
Well, and 3,000, when you add on benefits, it's, yeah, you don't go.
Yeah, it's not that much different. I mean, workman's comp and all the other, but yeah, it's not that much difference.
Yep.
I'm just glad you're resourcing your other employees to do it too, so that,
Yes,
you know what I mean?
everyone takes their
Yeah.
turn when
No,
they have
that's
to.
good.
so.
Okay, now I'm sorry, you can go back to your.
Oh, we were just on the scans. Did anybody have any questions on the membership activity scans? That is all I have for.
Where's which sheet is it that tells us what people owe still? Where's
The
that little
balance
one?
sheet.
Yeah. I don't know what
Sorry,
people
I
owe
forgot to
us.
put for the pool or for the park, because there's 2 different ones.
It would be the pool.
It's in front of the budget to actual for the pool. So it's the second one after the statement of revenue and expenditures. I forgot to put page numbers on the bottom for you guys. Just realized that.
It's on the balance sheet.
Yes. So under, it says accounts receivable, it's $3,208. It's the 4th line down.
Really? Okay, I must be thinking of something else. So we've been paid for all of our,
Memberships?
Corporate.
yeah, like
Sponsors?
corporate sponsorship
I haven't
things?
billed for them yet.
Oh,
So once we bill for them, then it
Then they'll
goes in
show
our
up on
accounts
that.
receivable.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll do that after July.
Yes. Yep.
gotcha, okay. But we are, I mean, that means then that whatever we've had over the year, they're all paid current.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, no, we're all paid current for this year. It'll be for this next fiscal year that I'll bill for.
Right, okay. I was thinking a couple months ago, people still owed us money, so they must have paid then.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Do we have any questions on the financials? If not, I'll take a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the financials as presented.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Lynn?
She said aye, did she not?
No, she hasn't unmuted.
Oh. Oh, maybe it was David, sorry.
Okay, well,
Ask her to unmute.
there she is.
Can you hear me now?
We
Yes.
can. Are you in favor of us passing the financials?
Yes, I am.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Did we vote? We all said yes, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see here. Old business. Are we putting your, oh no, we're putting that under new. All right, so old business,
So on the park policy handbook, we don't have anything. I was actually
Right,
gonna
right.
ask that we push it off till October or November with busy season.
Correct.
The three of us haven't had a chance to work on it.
correct. So let's table that. Phone and internet system options.
We were hoping to have a quote for you guys on fiber from Windwave, but we have not received that yet, so we have nothing to update on that.
So are you talking to LSN?
We did talk to LS Networks. They wouldn't give us the price as to what it was. They said it came in really high. So we're still trying to work with them and work with Windwave and see what we can come up with. The problem is where the location is for fiber in relation to our office.
Yeah, I think Windwave has it going down to the port, so it's fairly close.
Yeah,
And LS has it at a gas.
it stops at the gas station,
So
so,
maybe
What
that's
gas
a-
station?
Well, one of the two up there.
yeah,
Okay, here's what I know.
okay.
LSN contacted the city
Mm-hmm,
about when we did the rerouting of the water, and went up the railroad and down to Failer and
Right.
across,
mm-hmm,
we put extra conduits
okay,
in the ground.
Oh.
And they called yesterday or today and are wanting to know if we have any conduits. And so
Oh,
I don't know as we've said yes or no. And,
okay.
but, that would be,
That'll be good.
well, if they could tap on to Windwave or PD Fast or whoever over there on Columbia Avenue, right over here,
Right.
and on even up to Failer, and come under the railroad track,
Yeah,
that'd be good.
good.
yeah,
What entity made the inquiry?
Huh?
What entity made the inquiry?
It's called LSN.
yeah, LS
And
Network.
here's what's funny about them and why they're on my radar is because all of a sudden they had a salesman show up.
Mhm.
They've had a franchise for years.
Oh,
And I thought they were a long hauler, which is just like one of these guys that just goes probably straight to Amazon. But all of a sudden, now they have some guy that has called on several businesses. So you're kind of going,
Well, my understanding is they actually sell fiber to Windwave. They're one of Windwave's fiber vendors,
oh,
so.
yeah, they're a long hauler.
Mhm.
they're so close. I mean, if they do use that would, or utilize that, they'd be so close. Speaking of phone and while we're on that, do you think, have you listened to the message you laughed when I just said that. The message that's on there, it's good about directing people to use the internet, but it has like a one sentence on there where it says basically that our phones are not inoperable, but they're basically that we don't use them. And so, yeah,
Mhm.
it's really different. So it, like I said, when you first listen to it, it's very much recommending to use online system, which is great. But it basically says we don't use our phones or can't use our phones or something. So if you could just change that one little sentence to say that something different than that,
All right.
More positive.
or just recommend it and leave it at that. Recommend that they, use online and then don't have to say that we have poor phones. I don't know. I can't even remember how it's worded, but it just, it's one little short sentence about our phones and it makes it sound like we don't even use them. So just,
Okay. Yeah, I'll listen to it. I haven't heard it.
Okay.
I think the melody changes every once in a while.
yeah,
That was something on there.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could just listen to it and maybe revise that one little sentence, that'd be great.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and Ted was gonna, he surplus last time more, didn't he?
Yep.
Right? What,
Did we sell the oldest pickup? Do I see some guy driving it around town?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's been driving around town.
Yeah, a
that's
lot.
kind of cool, right?
Yeah, I'm not, because I think, well,
Yeah, it took him a while to get it licensed and plated and everything, but he finally got it done. But he was still driving it with no plates on.
I just wasn't sure it was ours, but
Yeah.
I thought it looked like ours without the decal.
Well, Mike bought it originally, won it on the bid, and then he sold that off for some work done to this other guy.
Oh,
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 so what else did you surplus? Did you get rid of anything more?
Paddle boats and the fun yaks, and we sold them all.
Nice,
First day they were advertised.
nice. What'd you get?
Well,
Make
at
any
first-
money,
well-
Ted?
Well, at first, we did sealed bids, and we got a bid, on one fun yak for $50 or $100,
50.
50, and then a paddle boat for $100. And we rejected that $100 one. It was, because paddle boats were worth a lot more than that. So we priced them out. Shelby put it on, what was it, Facebook
Facebook
Marketplace? or
Marketplace,
whatever?
yep.
Yeah, for $200, and they're gone.
Nice,
Yeah.
good.
So-
Yeah, so we got $300 off total off the fun yaks and 800 total off of the paddle boats. And then we sold the last bike that we had for $40.
And there's a lot of interest. We have some stand-up paddle boards, and people come in and pick up a fun yak. They see those and they want those pretty bad.
Those are good still.
We're not gonna sell them because they're very expensive.
Yeah, they are.
It's like, what did we pay for those $400 a piece?
Pardon me?
Did we pay $400 a piece for them?
So those are bought longer than 6 years ago, so I'm not sure. But I can tell you, last year I bought a stand-up paddle board for myself off Amazon on sale for $800.
Yeah.
So,
well, and people would rent those that are
Mhm.
camping here for sure. I
They
mean,
probably would.
if a guy wanted to get into that hassle.
Yep.
Because like you say, that's a popular, and I think it's pretty smooth water right here.
yeah, you don't want to do it when it's blowing.
I just took a lesson last night up in Tri-Cities from a company that rents them out. And they rent them out by the hour.
Do you know how much they're renting them for?
I didn't ask that. I can find out.
A lesson, like on balance?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
how to get up and not fall in
Stand
the water all the
up, stand up
time.
and hang down, man.
Sure,
Right.
sure.
What's the problem, George?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we still have 4 canoes as well. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah, and I think Scott wants to keep those for programs, so.
Nice.
Well, you should be written those all out, in my opinion.
Well, here's the issue with that, is that our insurance company requires us to stand on the dock and watch them the whole time they're doing it.
Why?
I don't know. it's just, that's why we didn't rent in the first place. And when we did try that for a little bit, but, you know, we didn't get enough rentals on the paddle
Sure.
boats. And, you know, I have somebody, you know, sitting there all day just watching somebody paddle around,
That doesn't make any sense.
and we'd lose money on it.
So we need to have a business in town, to be able to rent stuff out like that.
Yeah,
It doesn't make sense.
But they can't do that even from the park,
no.
right? And all the other grounds owned by the port and the 3 Mile.
I thought we should get one of those tough sheds or whatever,
Mhm.
Mhm.
put those items in there and pay a minimum wage for the summer months to check ID and to rent them out by the hour. It would pay for itself. But except for the building, we need something.
Right.
They need to be down there because you have to haul them
Yeah,
down.
you don't want to be.
You have to
Yeah.
haul them for the people. We can't let them do that. Things will happen.
Yeah, I think on weekends they would do pretty well. But rest of the week, not so much.
If you took a reservation, the hardest part is you don't have enough staff.
Yeah,
But if you said, if you're coming for the 4th of July weekend and you'd like to reserve these 3 items, then you could arrange your schedule for your employees to do that perhaps.
Yeah.
But you can't just be sitting here waiting for somebody to,
No, it'd have to be pre-booked.
yeah.
yeah, and the other thing is, it's, you know, somebody's stranded or can't get back in, you gotta go out and get them.
Right.
But we don't have something to do that.
Right.
You know, I guess.
Go to sheriff department.
Yeah, but
Not
they'd be
quite.
forever.
No,
Told you I'd sell you my weight
work.
runner. Keep it down here for that.
Yeah, wave runner would be good. Yeah. Of course, I think the employee would not be around.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. He'd be scouting everybody out there, even if they weren't lost. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Any other old business? Geese? Geese kind of fall. We talked about
Yeah,
geese.
what happened to the geese? That's on
You
my
know, I don't
notes.
know.
What do you?
So he was supposed to come.
The 16th of June.
Yeah, and he couldn't make it. So yesterday morning, he was supposed to come at 5 o'clock in the morning. And he was gone by 7, is what he said, it'd be from 5 to 7. Well, I haven't seen many geese around there lately. So-
There's tons of geese down there.
Right now?
I see more geese right now than I've ever seen.
So he didn't make it then.
Oh.
Oh, you thought he was gonna do the roundup yesterday
Yesterday?
morning?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, well,
I
I
say,
didn't go down there today. I went
Oh.
down there,
I've been down there quite a bit the last
This
2 days
weekend.
and I haven't seen hardly any geese down there the last 2 days. But it could be because of the amount of kids we've had down there too.
yeah.
So we don't know if he came
Yeah.
over
There's a lot of
yesterday.
kids down there.
Yeah.
You would have thought he would have said something. But like, hey,
the dock, I will
Got
say, I got great compliments about the docks. I've been down there multiple times in this last month. Docks have been great. Thank you.
Clean?
Clean.
Okay, good.
Yep. Even my number one complainer said, looks great.
Okay. Yeah, because that's an awful deterrent. Okay.
alrighty. Hold on. So, new business. So Shelby, you want to talk about, is this our resolution back
Yes.
here? Okay, why don't you talk about that?
Okay, so the resolution you have is to adopt the budget, impose the taxes, and one other thing. My brain doesn't want to work. Yeah, and so these figures that are on here, they do include the 9.96% increase that I emailed about regarding the increase for Fantastic Kids due to the partnership with the school district. And that is on the recreation center side of the budget.
Okay, so as of the last meeting, we had changed, what did we change last meeting? We changed something, right, on the last meeting?
We didn't change anything at the budget hearing at the last meeting.
We
I think we
didn't?
just mentioned that we were gonna have to make
Yeah,
a
we
change.
mentioned that we were gonna have to increase it. We just didn't have the information at that time. And so in
Oh,
between
okay.
the meetings,
Okay,
we sent out the
and that's what this
information.
is then. This
Yeah.
is that 9 point whatever
Yes, and it-
percent that you were talking about.
Where did you send that information to?
I emailed everybody's.
No, I don't mean us, the board.
It didn't go out to the public because it wasn't over the 10%. I made sure and I double checked all of our rules. As long as we didn't go over the 10%, we didn't have to contact the budget committee and we didn't have to redo the budget hearing.
That's probably true. If I'm on the budget committee and I keep my papers from the budget meeting and I read in the newspaper something totally different, I'm not gonna be happy. I don't know. I mean, are you, I mean, I don't care. I'm done. So, but I
You
think.
do care.
I do care, and I do think that and the only reason I say that is because the city, the other day, we had to put our budget meeting off because the newspaper did not print on the day they
They
Didn't-
said they were going to.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
then they printed it on Saturday. We had it posted as June the 8th, which isn't the 7 or 10 days or whatever the
Right.
whole deal
Yeah.
is. And so it was a big deal because you had to let everybody know that because you had said, this is what it's gonna be, and then it wasn't. And I would think this is similar to that.
And I thought so too. And that's
Okay.
why I double checked all the
Okay.
rules and made sure that we were.
I
in the
think
clear.
out of just being nice to the people on the budget committee, I think you should say to them, do
For
a
your
little email,
records,
and just so
yeah.
that you know that, after the budget meeting,
Mhm.
if you see it in the paper, this is different.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't think you can just, because some of us pay attention
Right.
to this kind of stuff. I look it up in the paper, and the other great thing, you do the Hepner paper though, don't you?
Yes.
So you have to have the magnifying glass.
Yeah, pretty much. It's super tiny.
Well, see, EO this time, the part of the reason you caught the other deal was because they print it in bigger print now,
Oh, well, that's good to
so you can
know.
read it. Oh, but it's 3 times the
Oh,
price.
well, of course it is.
So, okay, anyway. So this figure here, the 3,979,000,
Mhm.
what was it before?
It was.
Because if it's $9,000 difference, I don't know, I might not be too.
It's more than
It's
that,
more than that.
like 8 or 9% more, right?
The rec center budget is 8 or 9% more.
Oh,
The
I see.
overall is
Oh,
not.
okay.
It's 109,000 more
Oh my gosh.
on the rec center budget.
Oh, then I
But
think it would be a mistake not to let the budget committee know.
So
Well,
we're,
because particularly they're signing their name. I mean, they volunteer to come and fill a need we need. I just don't think you can.
just make it clear to them that this is what we've changed it to be.
Mhm.
This is the reason why we changed it. It's under the 10% limit, so we were not required to have you come back in and
Right.
reapprove it. But we're
Okay.
giving this to you as a courtesy so that you know what we changed, kind of wording, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 That would work. Let's do that.
Well, because you don't want to get to where you look like you say one thing and you do something else.
Yep.
I mean,
Right.
it doesn't take you very long to do.
No.
Do this.
No, I will
I
email
think,
them.
yeah, and I think that I just didn't think about it because when she brought it up, I called Lynn and I'm thinking, what do we do? Do we do it the hard way? Do we do, get all
We
this
haven't approved it yet.
approval, or do we, so I guess I was thinking more about how do we get it in by the end of our year and have it be, and have us be correct, because we are correct. We don't have to notify them, but it's courtesy to notify them. So I wasn't thinking.
Well, and I
Because
see-
what's the
wasn't
reason
thinking
of
about the
serving on
courtesy
what's the
sign.
reason of serving on that board, if you're just gonna do something else anyway,
Yeah.
Why
Well,
waste time?
And
Well,
I
it's under
seen something
10%.
posted in the
I know,
post
but
office
still.
that I didn't quite understand.
It was just the notice for the meeting. Public notice for this meeting.
And then this next to it,
No, this shouldn't have been up there. Unless somebody else posted something, but this wasn't up there.
I read it and I didn't understand it, so it
Hmm.
made no sense to me, so I
Okay.
thought, okay, that's good. Okay, anyway, I think you should at least email them and perhaps send a copy or show
Okay.
wherever you did the change, just so that they,
And so the change was due to the
It's due to the partnership with the
school district on the
Yes.
funds that they're paying for
Yes.
this summer.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an easy fix then.
It
Yeah,
is,
that was
yeah.
why we did it, but it was
Yeah.
gonna be such a large change that
Which
I
came
kind
after
of
we
went in a
did the
freak out
budget.
moment going, oh my gosh, we're gonna have to do a second budget hearing and
Yeah. No, they'll understand that.
Yeah,
So-
they will.
Yeah.
It is a large amount, though. Karen's right.
Sure.
It is a large amount. It was for a good cause and a good reason.
And it's
So,
income, yes,
and it pays for all the busing.
it's paying for everything.
everything.
Pretty much
Everything.
everything.
Well, I move that we accept the resolution 2021-004 as it is.
I guess
I'll second that.
okay, all in favor?
All right,
I,
Aye.
Lynn, how do you feel about that? Might take her a little while to
Yeah.
get off of mute.
there she
Oh,
comes.
there
There
she
she
is.
goes.
Moving.
Are you there, Lynn?
Morse code.
Oh, there she is. Darn it.
This is Lynn. Can you hear me?
Yep, are you in favor of passing the resolution?
Yes,
Or
I am. Sorry, I keep pushing the wrong buttons.
That's okay. It's almost like
So my wife says too.
it's almost like that movie about the space shuttle and everybody's silent because they went into the lockdown period where they couldn't hear them. Okay,
So Dave and Lynn will have, when they get back, they'll
Yes.
need to sign it.
all right, there's that.
Your last
So-
one, your last one.
wouldn't you know, it's money too.
Under, so Ted, I will check with Umatilla Electric. You don't run any kind of like true irrigation sprinklers, like they're all the pop-up
Yeah.
kind? Yeah. Okay. They have, UEC has energy efficient sprinklers now for irrigation. Yeah,
Pop up or the one you hook the hose to?
the kind like real irrigation sprinklers, like the kind on pipe and that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
Yeah, they're,
So,
Yeah.
yeah, what is that though? I mean,
so it apparently takes less energy to pump the water through the thing. And my dad was contacted by UEC. He didn't even know anything about it. And
oh,
they think they can save him about $1,500 a year on his irrigation power.
Oh,
So because of these black they're putting in that are energy efficient.
yeah, sounds
Thank you.
dubious
Yeah.
to me.
Well, though, the irrigation company's making everybody go to, like wheel lines or
Yeah.
sprinklers and
Yeah,
stuff.
the pivots and.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and so I would think that if UEC could help people
right.
have better sprinkler heads to make that cost less, that would be a good deal
Yeah,
for
yeah.
somebody.
Yeah, but they're not talking about the one in the ground and pop up.
No, not unless they're that, the kind.
Impact.
Not the rotating little rainbirds,
Right,
not
the
those.
impact sprinklers.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Those, what they do is because they go in the ground and the head's about that big, and grass and dirt and crap grow inside of there, and, and stop the sprinkler. And, they get mowed off a lot.
Yeah, that's what Corbin.
Yeah.
Did you want to give your?
You want to
managers?
hear it?
Yeah.
Short report really quick.
They are, over the past month, we just did most of the routine stuff, mowing, cleaning, trimming, et cetera, okay? We do need to hire at least one more person to work in the booth, but are not having a lot of luck as people will apply but not show up for the interview.
Why is that?
Wow, that's weird.
Unemployment, and I think they've got to apply someplace, apparently. They don't have to go to the
Oh,
interview.
I didn't think about that.
They have to apply 3 places a
That's
week
so
to keep their
rude.
unemployment going.
Yeah, one guy hung up on her, she called him for an interview and he hung up.
Jeez.
They need to cut those people off. That's
They do.
horrible.
I think they are.
Are they?
Doing it,
Yeah.
That's
Be
horrible.
helpful.
Okay, and on June 14th, I was in a virtual meeting with the State Marine Board to advocate for the grant to them for consulting services to assist us with things for and they did award us that grant. And that was for $56,000.
So we gotta change the budget again?
No, that was in there.
Okay. Whoop, hold on a second.
That was in there.
The auditors will be here August 9 to 12. And you want me to read my fun fact?
I mean, if you feel like you want to. I read
I
it.
got a question
I
when
read
you're
it.
done reading it.
Okay.
Well, are you gonna read it, or are you just gonna ask them the question when we've all
Well, you
read
guys
it?
all read it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanna know, your pump that you're using, 30 horsepower, when was the last time you replaced that?
I think it was somewhere around 15 years ago.
So is it looking, I mean,
No, it's fine. It's fine.
okay,
One previous to that was in there for 25 years, I think.
okay. I just wanna make sure I mean, are we planning for a replacement for
Oh,
it?
yeah, when
Okay,
we do, and there's some modifications I'd like to do too. So it has a, I don't know, what do you call it? You got-
Very speed. No?
Oh.
Variable speed drive?
Yes, that would be really handy.
Oh, that would be, you'd save a lot of money too.
Yeah,
Good.
I would.
Yeah.
So anyway, and I'll talk about, next time I'll talk about the rest of the irrigation in town. So, get that out there. Well, and the other thing, Lynn was looking into replacing our conference room here.
Mhm.
And she sent me information on somebody down in Hefner that makes these. So, looking into one right now that they can build. It'll be out of walnut. It'll be 2 feet longer than this one. And actually, it'll be like 44 inches wide. The widest part of this is 48 inches. But it'll be 44 inches wide, the whole length of it. So, and it's about $2,000.
So probably about like.
Oh, 2 feet
So
long.
then are you gonna sit at the table?
I will.
I mean,
There's room tonight.
yeah, I think,
Look,
I was gonna say crying shame, but that's not the term I'm thinking.
well, there is a reason I like to sit over here, you know. It's a,
We like you though.
no,
Okay,
I know, it is a medical reason.
all right, then. That's why I haven't hassled you all these years. So
Yeah.
sit over there. But no, it just seems wrong to have the person that's supposed to be in charge of this park sitting like they're not good enough to sit at the table. So you guys decide.
So Scott, on yours,
Yes,
do you care if I just skip over to some things
Not
here?
at all.
So you had written this on June 16th, and I know you're, what, 2 days into your program? So can you just update us real quick on how the first 2 days have gone?
actually, they've gone pretty well. Having approximately 400 kids, we're not getting 400 kids. The first day was kind of a fiasco with the busing. A lot of busing problems. When you have that many buses and that many stops, and kids not understanding where to go, or parents not understanding, and the buses being late, and then the kids returning back home, and
Oh, no.
yes, much better today.
Okay.
So we talked to the bus, Tessa talks to the bus barn, and so it was much better today. But we're still getting about a little over 200 right
Okay.
now.
Is everything manageable?
It is. It
Okay.
is. Now we were worried about that in the beginning because,
Right.
like I said in here, I mean, there were 7 people that didn't even show up for the interviews. They didn't even bother calling us. They just didn't show up. So luckily, more people applied. So
Okay.
we do have it under control, and
Okay.
I think it's going well.
Okay. Kids are having fun.
Yep.
Okay.
So
Good. And the teens are liking it and,
as far as I know, they are. I have not made it down for the teen time
Gotcha.
yet. So,
okay.
but I would hear about it if they
Yeah,
want.
yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay. Good. Good, good.
So if 400 thought they were coming and 200 showed up,
well, probably like 250, but I said just over 200. Anyway, sorry.
so what did you have normal years?
Oh, well, I would say actually show up about an average of 160.
Yeah.
So,
Okay,
right. I mean, we always get more registrations than would come for whatever reason. But we're still getting people trying to come into it that hasn't pre-registered, which we
Right.
try to do this year. So,
And
and
you'll still probably get more of those coming in.
Yeah.
I imagine.
yeah, well,
and you'll get people that went on a vacation right the day after school is out, and
Exactly.
then they'll be back.
and there's still a lot of people who didn't realize, or
Yeah.
the paper got lost, or whatever reason there was.
Yeah.
So we're trying to work with them.
Good.
So
Getting stuff out. Tessa going around taking pictures and send stuff on Facebook to the public, to the Boardman pages, so we can kind of,
I'll make sure that's happening.
that'd be a good thing, just to get.
Yeah.
Good-
I don't
good
think
It would
we've had
happen.
time the last 2
Right,
days.
yeah, this
It's
first
been
week is
crazy.
kind of
I
like,
get it, I get it.
so
So
it'll settle down.
are we busing kids from Oregon this year
Yes,
because of the school thing?
yes.
So what is the long range plan for that?
Well, we've been telling everyone that this may be the only year this is gonna happen. I mean,
Stick to it too.
yes,
Yeah.
no, I
Right.
said, look, we budget for this. We cannot afford with our budget to reach out with buses outside of Boardman. This is just for the Boardman. We're not turning people away if they want to come, but they can't, they have to find their own way here. We can't afford to send buses out throughout the county. So, and in the past, we would get a few people from Aragon, but not very many, a handful. So, but that's what we've been trying to tell everybody, like, enjoy it right now, because if this, the finances aren't here, you know, it's like a grant,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it is.
So,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and I mean, and this grant is covering almost everything I wrote in here. I mean, instructors to swim lessons, it's all part of that.
Yeah.
Well, I just didn't want Oregon to get their false hope up, because they've always wanted to come and be part of us. And you've got a park district. You
Right.
get them on the ball and they can do whatever they want to do.
They do have a park district.
Like I said, they can do
They're
whatever
not
they
paying.
want to
Yes,
do with that.
okay,
They're
park.
not
right,
paying
right.
taxes.
I mean, they
That's
just need
right.
kicked and
Right,
go, and then they can go.
very
But
true.
just,
So we've been telling them that
Yeah.
this isn't a normal thing, so.
okay.
They approached Bingo to run their program one time, and, you know, they're gonna pay them pretty well, but I don't think they really understood all the costs that go into that. You know, yeah, they can pay, but, you know, there's,
I've never looked at their budget. I've never looked to see how much, I'll look
yeah.
to see how many tax dollars they get. But it can't be much.
no, That isn't.
I think part of that is honestly, for what I have seen and talking to the gal from Aragon, it's pretty much on one person's shoulders and trying to find a volunteering. They don't have the staffing to try to organize, try to get everything out. I mean, they tried to get into a swim lesson program. They had to drop out of that. I think it's a tough go.
I do too.
I'm
Okay.
really glad to see your babysitting class had 17 kids get their certification. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
They did a great job with that. I heard so many good comments.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
It's nice. I think it's really cool to have those kind of programs be put through the facility. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Tummy's growling. Okay, is that all right if we just skip over the rest? Righty, so board member retirement. Oh, you actually put it on there. Nice. Hey, Lynn, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. So how would we be able to show that? Hold on just a sec.
The camera is right on top of the owl.
Could you- I'll see if we can get her to see her plaque. So I thought you were going to be here. I'm sorry. But we got you flowers. Can you see those? Sorry, here. There you go.
Oh, no, I'm on my phone. I didn't have good Wi-Fi here, so I couldn't get on with
Well,
my
we can send-
computer.
Really pretty.
Okay, well, we'll take a picture and I'll text it to you. And we got you a plaque as well that says presented to Lynn Prague in appreciation of your many years of dedicated service, devotion, and commitment to the Boardman Park and Recreation District. And then it has today's date.
Wow. Wow, thank you very much.
Yeah, and I just wanted to tell you, now that I have you and you're listening, that I wanted to tell you thank you for your countless hours, because I know you put in a ton of hours, and your diligent work never went unnoticed. Your knowledge of the books, financials, and budget were priceless. I appreciate the ability to call on you as we have done this last year. We cannot thank you enough for working so hard to keep us in line for one of the biggest projects the park undertook when we decided to build the rec center. I know you must have spent hours upon hours keeping that all straight. We thank you for your hard work, your devotion to your job, and the personal investment you made to stay on with the park for so many years. And we will get this to you
Wow.
back, hopefully, whenever you come back.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
I'm gonna have to cover this next time. All righty. Then we have Karen.
What'd you say you didn't want to happen?
I didn't say other business on here, and I'm not done with my list.
She'll be like all over that.
So let's get done with the flowers, because I got business to do.
You might want to finish hers up before you give her those.
True.
Oh, no, what are you stating? All right, there are your flowers. And I wanted to read what I wrote for you as well. So Karen, you have been such a wonderful person to learn from. You are tough when you need to be. You are kind, giving, and you are so much, you have so much knowledge of this facility, government background, and park history. We all want to thank you for the many, many years of service and devotion you have put into the park board. 36 years is remarkable, and it proves that you, yeah,
That's right.
yeah,
Yes.
36 years. Is remarkable, and it proves that you put your whole heart into this board and the success of the park and its programs and the betterment of the community. Not once have I witnessed you doing anything because it benefited only you. You always thought, how does this affect the community? How can we help the community? How do we improve the park so it continues to be a destination, which is so important for all of us to remember as we move forward. Not helping one group, but being equal and consistent with all groups. You were amazing bringing the rec center to life. You coordinated and put so much thought into that project. And yes, I know you would say that it was a collective project with a lot of community involvement and partners, but you managed this board and all the meetings with the contractor and management while the center came to fruition. And that is commendable. You managed to coordinate funds and make it happen. And I remember you being very pleased that the millage rate was at or lower than the rate we advertised to the taxpayer, which is a big deal, right?
Yeah.
When you build something that
Yeah.
big, right?
Yeah.
You truly are a great board member and president, and I thank you for that. In honor of your 36 years of dedication to the Boardman Park and Recreation Board, it is with great pleasure from the board, Ted and Scott, that we rename one of our beautiful sites, the Pettigrew Sunset Gazebo, and commemorate it with an engraved stone. We would love to take you tonight and show you what we have done for you. And if we have no other business, which you may kibosh, I would like a motion to dismiss so we can go do that for you. So congratulations.
Yeah. Um,
Oh, I'm sorry.
You haven't already
I
done.
just said awesome.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Sorry, Norma, I can barely hear you. And I haven't done what? Sorry.
You haven't made the plaque yet, have you?
It's all done.
It's done. It's already
It's there.
installed.
She told me a few weeks ago, I went into her office, I go, what would be your legacy? Cause I had to BS her here a little bit, but, and she knew I was BSing her. But I asked her what her legacy should be,
Mhm.
you know, what to leave for us. And it is service. People need to serve.
Mhm.
And I would say is the perfect word for you to show what you've led to me
Mhm,
is service.
mhm.
And I thank you.
You just need to do what you're told.
Gosh, Katie, you got
I'll see you in my office in the
Right.
morning at 9:00.
Oh, that is too funny.
Yes, ma'am.
Too funny, too
Okay.
funny. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate all the kind words. There's no doubt about it.
You're a remarkable woman. I hope you know that.
I don't intend to be, and I don't want to be.
But you are. You are. You're pretty darn special.
Well,
You're really special. In a good way.
no,
All right,
well,
yeah.
I move that we adjourn. We can go down to
Yay!
the service.
No, I don't want to adjourn yet.
Oh, okay.
I told you.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay.
Because, well, what I really want to know, okay, is there anything I should be bringing back? I don't need to bring back old notes, old minutes, old anything for whoever's taking these spots. If
No,
they want it, you'll just give it to them on the computer. Okay,
Yep.
got it. I talked to Ted a little bit about how much money we're getting, setting into the expansion of the park.
Mhm.
And I think we really need to consider doing some updates in the park. You know, I mean, it's great that we're thinking about expanding down there. But I think you have to think about, this park is 50 years old. what I really would think you ought to do is widen the pull-through spots and those kind of things with, paving. And here's the biggest headache. So when you start, just prepare for the headache. The water and the sewer roots are gonna be a terrible mess. But there's a lot of those that are, for these great big huge campers, are really hard to get into. So I guess what I wanted to say about this is I don't think you can be satisfied with something that's 50 years old and you have a bank account. Because, the bathrooms are, if I've been here 36 years, those bathrooms are 50 years old.
Yeah.
I think you need to think about
Upgrade.
of those kinds of things. I mean, I'm happy that we think about doing all this recreation thing for people in the community, but it gets to be a time where we really need to
I agree.
keep, we've got to keep, and part of the reason that made me start to really think about this is that, there's been some scuttlebutt about putting another RV park here in town, and that they would want to be something like a Circle K. No, a KOA.
Get gas in the park.
We all like Slurpees and stuff,
The K was right. But anyway. So I know that I wouldn't ever worry about competition from anything that isn't down here for us, but it just makes it, you just don't want to get so dated looking that you look like an old dump. I mean, so anyway, think about
Yeah.
when you're doing your budgeting and stuff that, and like, I've harped for years to Ted about growing more trees, getting new little trees planted next to the big old tree.
Yeah,
We took care of a lot of the big old trees in this last year or two, so.
I think having a new bathroom facility would be
Yeah.
fantastic.
Oh, I do
Building
too.
right now is very expensive, but,
Well, and you don't have to do it this year.
right.
Yeah, but it's
It's old. Like, I remember doing my walkthrough when I first came on the board and I was thinking, oh, okay,
yeah.
this is what it looks like.
I was just telling Ted today, and then I'm gonna find out where, but a resource that I have told me that right now there's a lot of federal funding available, more so than it ever has been for recreation tourism, this is what this is.
Mhm.
So there might be some opportunities coming up for that.
Yeah, that'd be.
Well, and I think we need to start really watching for, okay, maybe you ought to really think about this. Because in part of that new federal money, you could do new water and sewer.
Infrastructure.
And I don't know if that only means just for a city or a count, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I'll pay attention when that stuff comes around through my desk. But if you could do that, I don't know, maybe you could get, I don't know.
Well, they just finished their first round like 3 weeks ago, but they're gonna do this.
I'm just gonna ask you to never put speed bumps in here.
Oh, that's why Bruce Nichols was on the board.
Yeah, because there was, I don't know how many was there, like
There was
5?
only one or two.
Really, yeah, and he got on the board just to get rid of those.
Good for him. That was
Yeah.
a great job on his part.
Well, he was a fisherman. And he
The
was
boat,
so sick
Ugh.
of his boat bouncing and his fishing poles and all of his motor and all
That's
that
funny.
bouncing.
Yeah.
This being recorded is,
Yeah, I know. It really is.
but they have too many. Yeah, they're a detriment to a boat for somebody that pulls.
I hate speed bumps.
All right.
I do, real quick, I do have, so next meeting,
Mhm.
we definitely need to put this on the agenda and discuss it. Banner Bank is where we have all of our accounts, and they have made it absolutely perfectly clear that they are, regardless of what we have on our resolution, that they don't follow it. They only require one signature. So it's more of a security thing, okay? So
Okay.
I'm just saying that they put a notation in the system, but technically one person can go in and take money, can wire money, can authorize wire transfers. I even have the form and I questioned her on it because everything's automatically filled in with one person, one person, one person, one person. And I said, change it to 2. And she said, no, that's our policy.
You know, that you bring up a good thing, because how much money, we got, what, million or
Yeah.
2?
Mhm.
Yeah.
You need to get, you've got to get that separated. You cannot have all that in one bank.
Oh,
Because
because of
they're
the
only
FDIC
insuring it
limits.
for 250,000.
That's a good point,
Well, a
yeah.
lot of it's in the local government investment pool.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah, most of it's there. The rest
Okay.
of it's there's only,
hardly any,
yeah, there's only about 150 in
right,
Banner
okay,
total.
okay, yeah,
Yeah.
because you just can't have,
And if not, I know we can get letters extending that. Because I know in hard times, there were a couple banks in Hermiston that did that for farmers because they were like, yeah, please don't pull your accounts.
Yeah.
Because they dropped the limit. So they got special letters for them. But yeah, so we need to really talk about that because
Okay.
I kind of had it out with her, but she's saying her hands are tied and it just makes me nervous.
Yeah.
And not only that, but she pointed out that we had online banking and I said, not to wire money. And she says, no, but you can do ACHs. And I said,
The ACHs though are set up for payroll. That's the only thing that we use them for, is that's how we have to do that.
that's all
But-
you use them for.
Right.
What I'm saying is that any of your people who have online access, which I don't even know who has online access to our accounts.
It's the board, Ted, I believe, had, it's any of the signers.
No, I mean, we wouldn't know how to get on. We don't have
Yeah.
passwords. I'm
Right.
saying who has passwords to actually get into your online banking?
So if you bank at Banner,
Mhm.
when you get signed on, they automatically add it to your personal and you have to
Oh,
call
I
them to
asked to have it
remove that.
removed. You're
Yeah.
right.
You have to call
But
them and
there's
ask them to
another thing
remove
that
it.
Yeah,
ticked
that's
me
an
off.
issue.
That's ridiculous.
Have we checked with the
Um,
other bank? Are they the same?
But so what
Bank of
she's,
VO is not the same.
so what she's saying is that because we have online access, we can go in there and create those ACH debits. And I'm sitting there going, are you kidding me? That's a huge security issue. That's a huge
It
security
is,
issue.
yes.
So that's putting a lot of trust, more trust than I ever thought in our board members and
Yeah.
our staff. So,
Liability of it.
Mhm.
I said just the liability of it there.
It
the
is.
liability, yeah, it really is. And those are accounts that, and I totally forgot because I asked to have mine removed.
Yeah.
But that brings up the issue of families sharing access to their accounts. Like if
Mhm.
Ashley ever had my,
Right,
to be able to get in and she would be able to see that, which
Yeah.
she can't because I removed it. But yeah, we need to talk about that because we're
Okay.
dealing with public money and that's kind of scary. Not that any of us would, I'm just saying it's a security issue.
Well, we want to
So-
protect ourselves too.
Right.
For anything.
Right.
do we have board insurance? I've been gonna bring that up too, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
so when we renewed, it did not have anything on there. We have board liability insurance, but not the workers' comp portion.
We need
No,
that.
So,
Well, and I don't know about workers' comp for the board, but you need the
The
liability.
yeah, the
liability.
board liability is there.
And
Well,
what
that's why,
happened with the port?
well,
I didn't read the article yet. I still have to read it.
About them not following procedures
Yeah,
correctly.
I haven't read the thing.
That's come up. From what I've been told, I'm going, I wonder how many times we've done things not correct.
Right, that's what I was wondering.
Probably lots, my big push is that we need to make sure that all of us board members get to the conference
Mhm,
because it comes back to our liability.
mhm.
I don't want to be fined
No, exactly.
$1,000
No,
because we did something wrong.
I don't know if your insurance would cover that.
No, And
Right.
and we can't pay for it out of any funds from
Right.
here. That's a personal.
Yeah,
But the thing that your insurance would pay for is, say somebody drowns out here and sues the park, then they can't
oh, they
sue
can't come after
the
us personally.
individual
Right.
board members. And so it's $500 or something. It's cheap enough that you just have to have.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, but we gotta make sure we're going to the conference. That's all there is to it. I
Right.
mean, and I know it's expensive to go to the conference, but if we
Well,
start
actu-
sending, I mean, I know they're doing it online.
The conference is not necessarily the one that you would need to go to. They actually have regional trainings that are specifically for board members and management. And those are the ones that you would really want to go to.
But they
There's one
also
coming up in
have,
August here in town at the Port Morrow building.
That we need is.
special districts, when they do their conference, you can go to just a 1 day, which is a lot
Yes.
cheaper, where they have a board training. just
So send
specifically.
us the one in August and we'll.
Yeah, I was
we'll
looking
try
at it
to-
today and they don't have the registration up yet.
Okay.
Okay, just plan on, I think we should, everyone should be planning going to that.
Well, besides you get a nice discount for your insurance.
It does help on the insurance too,
Yes,
yes,
it does.
but
You know, if that's not an incentive, I don't know what would be. Okay, let's go home.
I move that we retire for the night.
Oh, no, I want to know something else. Are you short of chlorine? What's the deal with
Oh,
chlorine?
yeah, what is the deal with chlorine? So
Not
far I'm good.
chloroform, chlorine. Just kidding. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh,
So what do you use? What do you use up there?
sodium hypochlorite, that's 12%. It's a liquid chlorine.
Okay, so when we built the building, somebody asked me about this. I said, I don't know what we use. I just know when we built the building, we built that extra road up there so Oxart could come and deliver something.
And they do.
And is that what it is?
Yes, Oxnard delivers three things. Okay, there's two different trucks, but three things. Muriatic acid, which is
Oh,
for
right.
pH
Okay,
in the water, and then sodium hypochlorite, which is a liquid chlorine. It's a 300-gallon tank.
okay.
Okay, and it's diluted to 12%, but that's the way it works. And so I have to watch that and then estimate, because usually about a 2-week out window when I call. So to make sure we don't run out. But I just had some delivered about a month ago or so, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, and then they also delivered CO2 to us. CO2 is for pH as well. So
Why do you ask? Do you have like an in to something?
Oh, no. Well, Prosser isn't gonna open their pool.
Right.
Now because they don't have chlorine to disinfect it.
Oh,
the Dows too.
oh,
Yes, and so there's a deal going through the state or through the city thing about, do you have enough chlorine? Do you use hypochlorite? See, the city, we buy salt and make our own.
Hmm.
So, I'm nagging about, do you have enough salt? And are you gonna get salt in? So that made me think about you and how much you would use to keep a pool going.
uh,
How much you got to last year?
But yeah, how
Yeah, 'cause
how long do you think 300 gallons of that lasts?
Well, it just depends on the usage. The more usage we have, the more we use. So, I mean, during COVID, it lasted quite a long time. But
Yeah.
when it's heavy use in the summertime, I'll have to fill it a couple times in the summer.
People are
This all stems from a supplier of chlorine in Longview being shut down because of mechanical problems until the end of June. So it depends on where your supply comes from. If your supply comes from someplace else, you're probably just fine. It's those people who had their supplier at Longview that are in real hurt.
Yes, and
agree
I
with
think that too, see, like, okay, here's part of like, if you're a government person and try to think ahead, do you start telling people not to irrigate their lawn? or only irrigate every other day, just because you don't want to take a chance of in September not having enough chlorine.
Well, I don't want to take that chance. But I mean, I stay
Well,
in
the next-
contact with Oxart, and so far not a problem.
Well, next time you have a reason to talk to them,
Okay,
ask them what they're thinking or
situation is?
hearing, or, yeah.
okay. Yeah, actually, I just
interesting.
talked to a guy yesterday, but I'll call him.
Well, it's probably not, like Lynn says, it probably won't affect you.
Yeah, the Portland distributors like Lincoln Aquatics and like that, they pull their chlorine out of Longview. So that's probably why the Dalles is having a problem. I can't answer for Prosser.
Well, and I noticed I was into Tri-Cities the other day, and the pool places, one of them had an ad that said, have pool chlorine tablets on their side.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, briquettes, yeah,
Yeah.
that's different than what we use.
I
so.
know that, but if I have a personal pool,
Oh, right, yeah.
I'm gonna
a
be
little hopper, yeah.
excited, or if I'm not gonna be excited about paying 5 times what it's worth.
No,
Anyway, okay, that's all my questions. So let's go.
Dave, you got anything?
I don't have anything. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you,
See ya.
Lynn.
Congratulations, Karen and Lynn.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Good night.
Good job, everybody. I'll see you when I get back.
Bye,
We
David.
need a motion to
I
adjourn.
move that
Oh,
we
yeah, there's
retire
3
for
of
the
us.
night.
Hi. Second, somebody seconded, Karen seconded it. We
Yeah,
all
good night.
approved it.
Yeah,
Okay. We're good.
we're done.
Let's jump in your vehicle.
Where's